It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence. Now, one thing, before we let Drew go, he wants to get out of here, get me off camera, man. But he wants to promote Cop Block, and you guys subscribing to that. Go ahead and talk about that, how they can do that.
Yeah, and you know, if you were listening, you just got to hear it there at the top of the hour, the new episode that came out on the 1st of the new year. So we're in the new year, only 52 more episodes to go before this year's, or 51 episodes to go before the year's over. And I just want everyone to know, if they don't listen to LRN day in and day out like some of us do, they can subscribe to the audio only feed at copblock.podomatic.com. And that's where Nick puts his 5-minute audio clip up, and then I put the video up. It also goes up, the video goes up on Cop Block's YouTube page, which is youtube.com/thecopblock, and then it goes up on the Blip TV channel, copblocknews.blip.tv, and you got to find me someone, maybe one of your friends has one of these new Apple TV boxes or Google TV boxes, because it's supposedly rumored to be that they play on those, so you can watch them on your TV in HD at home in the comfort of your own living room.
The internet and TV is going to become the same thing.
Correct. And actually 2011, that's why I've been kind of hitting this now. This is the year. Everyone said last year was going to be the year, but this is the year where kids are going to go home and say, Mom, I'm going to go watch the internet.
You know what they did in Italy? We just had it on Freedom's Phoenix, I think, yesterday, this weekend, that the Italian government has ruled the internet a TV channel that's subject to all the rules.
Yeah. Oh, and on the FCC would love to get their hands on the internet, and that's what's happening here. And there's a lot of that going on, this whole net neutrality debate. But I don't think they're going to be that. I don't think they're going to be able to control it as much as they'd like to. They're certainly going to control certain aspects of the internet. But like I said, if I can go home and like a football game, turn on my TV and decide today I'm going to watch the Cop Block News podcast, may have victory for us, man. I mean, if we can produce content,
we're going to start working on that. That's part of the method we're going to use for our prepping over this next year. You know, I'm going to go ahead and we'll start doing that, because this is information that a lot of people. That's one thing that you missed the party this weekend. We had, Donna had Philly cheesesteaks. Well, that brings them all out.
So I heard.
This is what happens. All of a sudden, one of my daughters and my son and grandkids, they all came and everything. I'm like, since when did they start coming? He goes, well, Mom had Philly cheesesteaks. What did you think we were going to do?
Did Sierra come?
No, she was out partying.
She's smart.
The next day, I called her that day. Hey, do you want it? She goes, no. I'm recovering.
Ooh.
Yeah, she tied it on. We started with this with Tom Westbrook. What did they call that thing? Mobo or Mambo or
Mogulus. No, are you talking about the BitTorrent type video delivery system?
Yeah, that he had. He was way ahead of this, years ahead of this.
Yeah, and Blip TV incorporates that. The concept is, if you know what a BitTorrent is, the idea of BitTorrent is you can upload this file, and then people who want the file all download the file. But once they're done downloading it, they start re-uploading it essentially. And people, if I then later go to download this file, I get to download it from all the people who have previously downloaded it who are still seeding it. So it's available. It's not available in one spot. It's available on multiple people's computers, and I can get the different packets of information from different computers. So if one computer goes down, there's still multiple copies of this file floating around, and I can get all the bits of information for that file. And then in the realm of video, it's essentially the same thing, and you get all these packets, and then once you're done, you have the complete video. So they're decentralizing the video. You don't just have to go to freedomsphoenix.com to get the video. You just go get this, I forget what they call them now, but the BitTorrent link file, which just explains explains your computer where to go get the information, and then it gets it from all these different computers all around the web.
And it's kind of peer-to-peer,
Correct. So
Napster thing,
The point is I'm not stuck going to website A to get the file. I just have to make sure I can get it. There's enough seeding computers out there that I'm going to get this file eventually.
And they're really going to have to get a handle on this internet for this kind of communication.
The definition of a network are two computers talking. I dare you to stop that, to stop people from communicating one computer to another.
Well, they're going to do what they've always done. They're going to make possession illegal.
Right. And then register bloggers, right? They did that a couple years ago, and they're starting to do that again. If you have a blog and more than 500 people or 50 people subscribe, you have to register as media. What if I have a blog about how I like to make ice cream sundaes, and I have 50? Do I have to register because I have a ice cream sundae blog? I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Okay, I want to share with the audience this, and you'll like this. Now, last week I kept going on about Rocketeer and the commercial space faring humanity. We're going to space, government's not invited thing. And I have some meetings because of that, and people that know me and so on. That's one of the reasons why I'm going to be taking this week off. I'm going to be meeting with some people that are part of this. They're like, oh yeah, and on the 10th, Sierra has booked a gentleman that wrote that book, Rocketeer. Well, he knows all of these guys, Burt Rutan and Richard Branson and the SpaceX and the PayPal guy and the guy that invented Doom, and then paying for a lot of lunar landing, blah, 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 blah. This is what's happening. They know the same thing that we do. When we start putting up our own satellites, we're bypassing all this stuff. That is, I don't know where this is going to go. They're going to make, you're not allowed to know this stuff. So I think that they're amping up the speed at trying to get, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't understand I know it's going to get messy. It's going to get nasty. It's going to get mean. And they're going to have, this show of force like they did today at the, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Coronation. There's going to be this kind of chest out, respect my authority thing. And an entire new generation is going to be able to share information with each other about any and everything, this WikiLeaks kind of stuff. So I don't know where this is going to go, but I know it's going to get bad. And I think I'm kind of, at the party Saturday night, a lot of people that listened to the show, we had people from Oregon, San Diego, and New Mexico. They just stopped by. Hey, can we go? So they just came in, we just opened up the house, everybody's there, and most of the people we knew. And they were just, we've been listening to, and it's inspirational. I'll tell you what they're very inspired by. What caused people all of a sudden in the last 2 weeks, Donna has been getting a lot of people wanting her to help them find some place to move out in the desert, or they're moving from wherever else. They're relocating here. Well, I may not be here. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going to get mobile because, man, you need to be able to get somewhere else. I don't know where, but we're getting ready. Well, that is very inspirational to a lot of people. I had no idea. I've been getting a lot of email. I've been getting a lot of phone calls. People are going, yeah, because we don't just say it. You'll have a lot of hosts, and they'll go, yeah, you should, you should, you should. We open up our life. This is what our family's doing. This is what we purchased. This is what we've done. This is what we're planning for. This is what we're doing. And got kids. This is serious. Well, the little farmlet that we're moving to up there, I just showed Drew the place. That's a nice little place, isn't it?
It looks nice. And I have a friend who has 8-foot tall corn stalks that been down in Tucson. He's just waiting for me to come put my hands in the dirt. So I'm with you on that. I want to make a point on space travel, and I laughed because somebody said, "Oh, wouldn't the guy you work with, Ernie? Wouldn't he be interested in sponsoring something like this?" And I go, "No, he wouldn't at all. This is what no, you're like this. The space shuttle program is coming to an end." The 25-year space shuttle program is coming to an end in either February or April. They have 2 missions from Kennedy Space Center planned. The end of February and beginning of February and beginning of April is their window for these launches. And a friend of mine, he's a rocket scientist. Okay, I'll make it quick. He just really likes the rockets. He wants to drive to Florida and go see it because it is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing, and they're never going to do this again. It's supposedly a big to see the rocket, the shuttle blast off. And he goes, yeah, couldn't we get some funding? And I go, no, it's government waste. That's not a story. Or maybe it is a story.
No, it's a story every time they delay the shuttle for weather. But you don't know about the space stations in orbit that are privately owned. Well, we'll talk about it some more when we come back.